Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Louise and I'm a full-time reseller on eBay and Poshmark. If you haven't already subscribed and you'd like to, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you know when I put up a new video. I've super appreciated all of the new subscribers recently and I would love to have more of you here with us. Today's video is a what sold video. I'll be talking about the dates of September 28th through October 4th. And before I get started, I would just like to point out that this is a week of my sales are quite low for me this week. And the reason for that is at the time, I have since gotten back on track, but at the time I had not listed anything new in almost 3 weeks. Between moving to my new office location and the wildfires here in the Pacific Northwest and taking a few days off to be with my family, I got really, really behind. And it shows in my numbers, as you will see. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. First on Poshmark. This jacket was from the company Noise. A lot of items I got on a pallet came from this Canadian company that makes vegan, cruelty-free outerwear. So I have been consistently selling these. So this sold for $100. As you can see, after fees, it was $80. I paid $6. An average of $6 per item on this pallet for a total left in my pocket when that was said and done of $74 on that one. This is another of the same jacket. This one sold for $120. After the Poshmark fees, that left $96. Again, I spent the $6 per item on that, so my profit after fees and cost of goods there was $90. These are a pair of True Religion shorts. These came in a thread-up rescue box, so my average cost there was about $4. So after Poshmark fees was $16, I paid $4. That leaves me $12. Those were a very quick flip, though. I think they were only listed for about 2 days. And given the season, I was pretty happy to just take the offer and move along. This was on that same pallet. This Andrew Mark puffer jacket, men's puffer jacket, sold for $90. Again, my average cost there was $6, which left me after fees and cost of goods with $66 on that item profit. Okay, on to eBay. As you can see with this fake wood background over here, this is a very old item. I have probably had this listed for 2 years. This was probably from one of the very first trips I did at the bins once I started selling contemporary clothing. So this sold for $16. After the fees, that leaves about $13. I paid about $1 for this because it came from the bins. That leaves $12 in profit, and I am happy it is on its way somewhere else. Okay, so some of these numbers are a little bit misleading when you look at your solds like this. This sold at a best offer, and so it didn't sell for $32. This was also on that pallet where my average buy-in was $6. I got a bunch of these Wolverine coats. They're sort of like Carhartt, but they're not. And I got a lot of them, and they take up a lot of space. And so when I first get a pallet, my first goal is get to profit as fast as I can. And sometimes that means selling things for not such a great profit. So this sold for $20, which after fees left $16. My buy-in there was $6 again, which only leaves me $10 profit, but it's $10 closer to stepping into that profit zone, and this is a big bulky thing that's on its way somewhere else. I think this person actually bought 2 of these coats, but the other one sold on the 27th, which is why it isn't in this list. Okay, this is an antenna for a Garmin GPS. This came from an estate sale where my average cost of goods per item was about $1. It was an end buy of an estate, so everything is super cheap because the estate sale's over and the estate company just wants it gone. So this sold for the $36 you see there. After the fees, that leaves me about $30. I paid $1, so my profit is $29 on just an antenna. I did sell the GPS a couple of weeks ago that had an antenna. This was a backup. The GPS itself sold for over $100. Okay, so this Elodie sweater was in my B&G half pallet that I got a while back. There are some videos about that here on my channel. Well, I think some of their boxes might not be such a bad buy. I did not wind up leaving my experience with buying a half pallet very happy. But this sold for $20. After fees, it was $16. My buy-in on those items was $8 an item. So I only profited $8 here. Okay, this is a Hannah Anderson vest that I got at the bins. It sold for $20. After fees, that was $16. I paid $1. That leaves me a profit of $15 on that one. This is a Nordstrom men's sweater, which actually sold for $18, not the $20 that's shown here. After fees, that's $16. I paid $6 because it was in that pallet, which leaves me with only a profit of $10 on that item. But again, one step closer to profit on the pallet as a whole. This bag I loved. I got this at a fill-a-bag sale. They do not have those here very often. It was a hospice, to benefit a hospice program. It was a fill-a-bag sale. I loved this bag. It was super, super cute. It was handmade, vintage, all the things. So this actually sold for $20. I've had it, as you can tell from the background, for a very long time. So it sold for $20. After fees is $16. I paid, I'm going to say $1, but it was much less than that. So that leaves $15. Okay, again, with the just trying to get to the even point. This sold for $14, not the $16 that shows here. After fees, that was $12. I paid $6 because it was on that pallet, so my profit here was $6. Okay, this is a good story. This is a book that's a scrapbook. This is from one of the very first times my husband went to the bins with me. This is before I was selling contemporary clothes. The background here is in an old house on the carpet, which means this is probably at least 4 years old. And my husband was with me, and he thought we should pick this up. So this was someone painstakingly put all of these leaves from trees in the book with very specific information about where and when they found it. It's been listed for a very long time, and it sold for $16 after fees. That's $13. I paid $1. It's a $12 profit and a cool thing that was saved from the landfill. Okay, this vest was also on that pallet that I've been speaking of. A lot of things started selling quite quickly. A lot of that pallet was coats and sweaters, so I think it's seasonally the time for it. This actually sold for $75, not the $96 that you see here. After fees, that was $60. I paid $6 because it was on that pallet, leaving a profit of $54 for that one. This is an Eileen Fisher, just a plain black tunic. This did sell for the it sold for $30, just kidding. After fees is $24. I bought this at a regular thrift store before shelter in place. I think I probably spent $4 on it, which leaves a profit of $20. This hat is very old. I used to buy hats at the bins a lot. They used to sell quite well on eBay. This has slowly had the prices come down. It cost me, I'm going to say nothing, because they cost me maybe a quarter. So $8, $6 after fees. I didn't pay anything for it. That leaves me a $6 profit. I don't pick up hats anymore unless they're really special. This is also from that palette. It sold for $20, not the $24 that's seen here, which leaves $16. I paid $6 because it was on that palette, and that leaves me a profit of $10 on that one. This was also on the palette. It sold for $40, not this $48. I've been taking a lot of offers. After fees, that leaves $32. I paid $6, which leaves a profit of $26. This was from the bunch of stuff that came from a friend of mine after her sister passed away. This sold for $36. After fees, that's $29. I paid $0, which means a $29 profit for me. This sold for $14, also from that same friend. So after fees was $11, I paid $0, which leaves me $11 profit. And that same person bundled with that this shirt, which they paid $11 for. After fees is about $9. I did not pay anything for this, which leaves me $9. So that means that on this week, that was from September 28th to October 4th, my total profit in my pocket after fees and cost of goods was $524, which is really low for me. But I know why, and it's on me. And sometimes life happens and you can't list every day, even though normally you do. And so what this does show is that even when you have 3 weeks where you're not working consistently, there is still money coming in. And luckily, there are really good weeks that make up for the slow ones. Thanks again for watching. Again, if you haven't subscribed already and you'd like to, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you know when I put up a new video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I would love if you'd share in the comments your favorite thing that sold for you or your favorite thing from my sales of the week. I'd love to hear about how things are going for you. Have a great day and happy selling.